Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Pikes Peak International Raceway, as we are here for the 15th race of the season in the 2022 Haas IndyCar Series, finally ready to qualify for the event here from this 1 mile oval in Fountain, Colorado. It's been a little while since we've done a race, but we got one coming up tomorrow for you guys right here on AG, the channel. It's qualifying Group 1A. Of course, we're on the oval, so we split it up. Trey Smith, Brian Rodriguez, Nathan Faden, Elijah Gordon, Thomas Troxel, Nicholas Samadio, Angel Olvera, Logan Williams, Zach Winkle, Richard Kingart, Chris Reynolds, Jesse Turner, Caleb Rose in this group. And of course, the fastest 6 times advance on to round number 2. And then from there, the Fast 6 go on to the Fast 6 shootout. 5 minutes in each session here for the Colorado 100K. Going to be 63 laps tomorrow around this 1 mile oval, and there will be a set of pit stops as well. We're definitely excited to see how that all goes down. Here's Zach Winkle in the number 28 machine, 17th in points this season. First, I'll open up the points here for a quick second to make sure I get this accurately. But Trey Smith, the points leader by 20 points ahead of Zachary Fitzwater. Brian Rodriguez, 36 behind coming into this race. 6 races left to go in the season. A lot can happen between now and the finale. I mean, we're not even 3/4 of the way through the season yet. We will be once we're done with this one, but definitely going to be interesting to see how it all goes down. But Zach Winkle here in number 28, first driver out there on the racetrack. Jesse Turner there is second quickest. A good chance that tomorrow's race will be caution-free as well. Of course, races here in the past used to have a lot of caution, a lot of wrecks, but changed it up a little bit, changed the aero kit, if you will. And now we get some pretty good racing here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway for these Indy cars. Rodriguez fastest in the number 13. That is a big moment for him right there. If he can win the pole for this race, get the win tomorrow, that could definitely propel him to the points lead if things go his way with Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater. Of course, our last winner was Cole Riemann at the Indy Road Course. Watch out for him. Nathan Faden, 76 behind there. Really, at this point, Rodriguez has kind of come into that championship battle, and it's a 3-horse race for this title as of right now between Trey Smith, Zachary Fitzwater, and Brian Rodriguez. Zach Winkle still the fastest, though, in the number 28. I don't think everyone has clocked in time quite yet, but I do think everyone is out there right now. Rodriguez going to go back to the top towards Rodriguez, Zach Winkle, Chris Reynolds, Elijah Gordon, Jesse Turner, and Nathan Faden. The top 6. Trey Smith in the 41 is right now 11th, but he just got out there in the number 41 machine, and he just went to 4th, so he's looking to advance on to round 2. Trey Smith has been pretty solid in qualifying this season. He's been a slightly better than Fitzwater. Of course, the best driver in qualifying this season has actually been, oddly enough, Zach Winkle, who is right now 3rd quickest, as Chris Reynolds goes to the top of the board. But interesting little stat right there. Winkle's had a lot of good starts this season, but of course up there, Cole Riemann, Nathan Faden have been doing good in qualifying this year as well. But where you start really doesn't translate too well to how well you finish. Zachary Fitzwater is a 13.14 average starting position, and the driver 24th in points, Scott Upton, has an 11.93 starting position average, so it really doesn't matter too much where you start, especially when it comes to these oval races. Rodriguez still inside that top 6. It's Chris Reynolds, Rodriguez, Zach Winkle, Trey Smith, Elijah Gordon, and now Caleb Rose inside that top 6, which means that Nathan Faden, Logan Williams, Jesse Turner, Thomas Troxel, Angel Olvera, Nicholas Samadio, and Richard Kingart would start in the inside lane in rows 7 through 13 for tomorrow's Colorado 100K. That is as of right now, as Caleb Rose has moved up to 3rd. The top 6 remain the same. Thomas Troxel's going to push Elijah Gordon out. Number 67 machine goes to 6th. To see if he's going to have enough time here. Of course, with this being a short track, not going to be much time for these guys to get around here. to add some extra time to the session, so more than likely it is going to end right here with Chris Reynolds, Brian Rodriguez, Caleb Rose, Zach Winkle, Trey Smith, and Thomas Troxel. '25 of Angel Oliveira up to 7th, but not enough to get to Thomas Troxel there. Elijah Gordon now 8th. Logan Williams, Nathan Faden, Jesse Turner, Richard Kingart, and Nicholas Amadio. Reynolds the fastest in the session, 22.230. And it's looking good for Reynolds. Possibly have a shot at winning the pole for this Colorado 100K. There is round 1A results. Chris Reynolds, Brian Rodriguez, Caleb Rose, Zach Winkle, Trey Smith, and Thomas Troxel. They all advance on to round number 2. Angel Oliveira, Elijah Gordon, Logan Williams, Nathan Faden, Jesse Turner, Richard Kingart, Nicholas Samidia will all start on the inside lane from rows 7 through 13. Of course, at the end of the video, you will see the full official starting results. Let's go ahead to round 1B here from the Pikes Peak International Raceway. And here we are ready for round 1B here from the Pikes Peak International Raceway. And the fastest 6 will join from the first session. Chris Reynolds, Brian Rodriguez, Caleb Rose, Zach Winkle, Trey Smith, and Thomas Troxel. The 13 drivers here in round 1B include Zachary Fitzwater, Cole Raymond, our last winner, Cole Raymond, Landon Smith Jr., Ace Garcia, Ethan Lewis, Noah Clifton, Brandon Nelson, Eric Monaco, Reggie Fogelman, Justin Zidell, Brock Nelson, Scott Upton, and Jay Knapp. So, 6 of those guys will join. Those other 6 will get to round 2 and then get to the Fast 6 here from the Pikes Peak International Raceway. Brock Nelson, the first driver to complete a lap, 22.744. The fastest time in the first session was a 22.230. That was set by Chris Reynolds in the number 50 machine. There's Noah Clifton in the number 23 machine, and there's Zachary Fitzwater, who past couple of races have not been going his way, especially Indy Road Course finished last in that race. Of course, Trey Smith has had his fair share of last place finishes, but yet they are still the top 2 drivers in the point standings. And we'll have to see what Fitzwater can do here at Pikes Peak. He has been excellent on the ovals this season, has won all but 2 of them. Trying to think. Well, actually, all but 3 of them, excuse me. He's won all the high-speed ovals this season, but did not win Richmond, Indianapolis, or Michigan. No, so he hasn't won all the high-speed ovals. He won all the high-speed ovals leading into Indianapolis, and he finished 2nd there in the Indy 250. But he won at Texas, he won the opening race at California, and he won at Kansas earlier this season. All high-speed ovals is a little bit different here at Pikes Peak. This is a short track, so a little bit different for these guys. Noah Clifton, the fastest. Jay Knapp going to go to the top of the board. That's great to see. Jay Knapp has not had a good season at all. 197 behind. Only 2 top 5s in the season, 3 top 10s. It has not been a good season for Jay Knapp, but definitely looking to rebound from that. Noah Clifton, Jay Knapp, Brock Nelson. Now Brandon Nelson inside that top 6. And then you got Ethan Lewis, Eric Monaco. Fitzwater all the way now down to 11th. Still a couple drivers yet to complete a time here in round 1B, so we'll have to see how they all fare here once they get out there. Ace Garcia just put himself inside the top 6 in the number 32 machine. A good run there for him, but Cole Raymond's going to move himself inside the top 6. Up to 4th, that's exactly what Cole Raymond wants. He's got a shot at this championship. Only 64 behind, of course, grabbed the race victory at the Indy Road Course a few weeks ago. In the last race of the season, he's now 5th quickest. As Ace Garcia goes to the top of the board with Noah Clifton. Now Cole Raymond is 3rd. Jay Knapp Brandon Nelson and Ethan Lewis. Ethan Lewis on the bubble right now. And Zachary Fitzwater, 12th quickest right now. Scott Upton, the only one that's slower than him. Not exactly what the driver second in points wants to see. This isn't going to be the easiest race to move your way from the back to the front, so we'll have to see how it all goes down for him. Jay Knapp now on the bubble, but it's the same 6 drivers inside the top 6. Justin Zeidel up to 7th, but not enough to push Jay Knapp out. It's Brandon Nelson who's now got the fastest time here with a 3:02. Landon Smith Jr. just went to 7th, but still barely not quite enough for the 81. So it's Brandon Nelson, Ace Garcia, Noah Clifton, Cole Raymond, Ethan Lewis, Jay Knapp, the top 6 here in round 1B. And now Landon Smith Jr. has gone to the top of the board. He's going to push Jay Knapp outside the top 6. The Landon Smith Jr., Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Ace Garcia, Noah Clifton, and Ethan Lewis inside that top 6 to advance on the round 2. And Landon Smith Jr., 6th in points, 83 behind. He's got an opportunity at the title. Of course, his brother leads the point standings right now, but Landon Smith Jr. has not been lagging too far behind. Cole Raymond right there in second, but Fitzwater, that's the big one right there. Dead last in this session. He'll start in the last position for tomorrow's Colorado 100K if he does not improve his time here in these last few seconds. Same top 6. Jay Knapp looking to start on the outside lane in 14th position. Zeidel in 16th. Brock Nelson in 18th. Scott Upton in 20th. Eric Monaco 22nd. 24 of Reggie Fogelman in 24th. And Zachary Fitzwater in 26th. That is, in fact, how they will line up. Back in the field, Landon Smith Jr., Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Ace Garcia, Noah Clifton, and Ethan Lewis will join Chris Reynolds, Brian Rodriguez, Caleb Rose, Zach Winkle, Trey Smith, and Thomas Troxel as drivers going for the pole. Angel Olvera will start alongside Jay Knapp in row 7. Elijah Gordon will start alongside Justin Zeidel in row 8. Logan Williams will start alongside Brock Nelson in row 9. Nathan Faden will start alongside Scott Upton in row number 10. Jesse Turner will start alongside Eric Monaco in row 11. Richard Kingart will start alongside Reggie Fogelman in row 12. And then Nicholas Sambadio, Zachary Fitzwater, 2 winningest drivers in the field. Actually, no, Jesse Turner has it over Sambadio. I keep forgetting that. But 2 of the winningest drivers in the field starting dead last there in row 13. Let's move on to round number 2 here from the Pikes Peak International Raceway. And here we go for round number 2. We got Landon Smith Jr., Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Ace Garcia, Noah Clifton, and Ethan Lewis from round 1B. And then from round 1A, it's Chris Reynolds, Brian Rodriguez, Caleb Rose, Zach Winkle, Trey Smith, and Thomas Troxel. Fastest 6 in the session. Move on to the fast 6, and then go for the pole here from the Pikes Peak International Raceway. Chris Reynolds first out there, and the number 50 machine was fastest in round 1A. Yeah, Cole Raymond here looking to move himself in the championship, but Trey Smith is also in the session as well, the points leader, so Trey Smith could very well end up with the pole position and possibly extend his championship lead heading into the next race of the season, which is probably going to be Portland, which I know seems a little strange. I know it was not originally on the schedule, but wanted to add a road course, swap out a road course with an oval track, and then we're going to go to some oval track. We're going to do Watkins Glen for the duel, and we're going to do Pocono. I don't know when all that's going to happen, but we will coordinate that and figure all that out. So the number 50 machine, Chris Reynolds, to the top of the board currently. Cole Raymond right behind him. Definitely want to focus on Trey Smith, though, in this number 41, being the points leader of the series, and looking to extend his points lead heading into the next race, which will be at Portland. And when we get to Portland, that's going to be a qualifying track right there. That's a tough place to pass, and those guys are definitely going to have to be careful around that 1.95-mile road course in the Pacific Northwest. Of course, the last time we were there in the Haas IndyCar Series, and Marty Johnson almost grabbed the race victory, but had an engine failure near the end of the race, and Nicholas Samadio went on the win. So Samadio has experience on the track. A lot of these guys have experience on the track. A lot of these guys were in the Haas IndyCar Series 2 years ago when we went there, so excited to see how that one will play out there. Aero Grand Prix of Oregon. Cole Raymond still fastest. Thomas Trossel, Chris Reynolds, Landon Smith Jr. Brian Rodriguez is another big one right there. If he could get the pole position, that'd be huge. He just went to the top of the board, so a good chance he'll be in that Fast 6. It's Rodriguez, Cole Raymond, Thomas Troxel, Chris Reynolds, Landon Smith Jr., and Caleb Rose, the top 6 right now. Brandon Nelson just moved himself into 4th. Noah Clifton into the 5th position. And Chris Reynolds now on the bubble. Trey Smith, we just barely missed the bubble right there. A little bit more movement as Caleb Rose moves himself into the 5th, or 3rd position, I should say. Great run there for Rose. But then Brandon Nelson looking very sporty here at Pikes Peak. He just moved himself into 3rd. Now Landon Smith Jr. has moved himself back inside the top 6. He's on the bubble currently. He knocked out both Chris Reynolds and Noah Clifton. Ethan Lewis just barely on the outside there. It's still Rodriguez, the fastest. Landon Smith Jr. now 5th, quickest. So Rodriguez, Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Caleb Rose, Landon Smith Jr., and Thomas Troxel. The top 6 looking to make it onto the Fast 6 here for the Colorado 100K. We'll have to see. Anyone can knock any of those guys out in these last minute or so here of this session. Caleb Rose is going to get, I would believe, be his first pole of the season. If he could pull it off. He's 25th in points, though, coming into this race. Has not been a good season for Caleb Rose in this number 55 machine, but great opportunity for him to possibly move himself into a good position. Zach Winkle has just taken that last spot away from Thomas Troxel. So Winkle looking to possibly get his first pole of the season. He's got an opportunity of doing so. Scott Upton, Brandon Nelson, and Logan Williams, and Richard Kingart, the 4 drivers who have won multiple poles this season. Brandon Nelson looking for a 3rd, as he will be in that Fast 6. So Rodriguez, Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Caleb Rose, Landon Smith Jr., and Zach Winkle, the top 6 here. Troxel will start alongside Noah Clifton in row number 4, Ace Garcia alongside Ethan Lewis in row 5, and then Chris Reynolds and Trey Smith in row number 6. But Brian Rodriguez, 36 points behind Trey Smith in the championship, will have a glorious opportunity to win the pole and possibly have an opportunity taking the points lead heading into the next race at Portland. Brian Rodriguez, Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Caleb Rose, Landon Smith Jr., and Zach Winkle into the Fast 6. Troxel, Clifton in row 4, Garcia, Lewis row 5, Reynolds, and Trey Smith in row number 6. That will do it for round 2. Let's move on to the Fast 6 in the final round. See who wins the pole for the Colorado 100K. Here we go for the Fast 6 Colorado 100K qualifying. Brian Rodriguez, Cole Raymond, Brandon Nelson, Caleb Rose, and Landon Smith Jr. along with Zach Winkle. Those are the 6 drivers here looking to win the pole for Pikes Peak International Raceway. And already 2 drivers out there. They're ready to get going. Cole Raymond, who won the last time out at Indianapolis, and then the 22 of Brandon Nelson right behind him. Brandon Nelson looking at his 3rd pole of the season. Cole Raymond looking at his 2nd pole of the season. Here in the Haas IndyCar Series, they're still the only 2 drivers out there on the racetrack. There's Brandon Nelson getting a bit of a toe off the 95 there. And goes to the top of the board currently in that number 22 machine with a 22.620. Brian Rodriguez out there in the 13 machine. a great opportunity this weekend at moving up in the point standings. Of course, he'll be starting further up ahead than Trey Smith. Trey Smith will be starting in the 12th position for tomorrow's event. So outside lane midway through the field for our points leader. And then, of course, Zachary Fitzwater going to be starting dead last tomorrow. Be a huge opportunity for Rodriguez if he can pull it off. Raymond now fastest, just ahead there of Brandon Nelson. And Brian Rodriguez going to third for the moment. There's Caleb Rose out there in the 55 machine. Other two drivers, Zach Winkle and Landon Smith Jr. still out there, or still on the pit lane, I should say. Yet to get out there and begin a lap here in this Fast 6 session. Caleb Rose, 22.690. Rodriguez in the 50, or number 13, I should say. Did not improve his time right there. It's looking good for Cole Raymond and Brandon Nelson. Zach Winkle's out there in the number 28 machine, and now you got the 34 machine of Landon Smith Jr., who's going to finally get out there as well. Cole Raymond may very well win this pole. You got to think that's a bonus point towards the championship, and for someone like Cole Raymond, every point's going to matter in this championship battle. It could possibly mean the championship once we get to Pocono later on in the season. Landon Smith Jr. here in the 34 machine. Rodriguez goes to third, but still not fast enough for Brandon Nelson or Cole Raymond. Still working off each other right here. But Rodriguez did just improve right there. He's now up to second. Only 9 1/1000ths off. We'll have to see if he can beat Cole Raymond's time right here. Rodriguez is looking very fast right now. He could possibly get it right here in the number 13 machine. We'll have to see as he crosses the line. Caleb Rose has taken the pole position away by 2 1/1000ths. And Brian Rodriguez is not going to get enough. He ties with the 22 machine of Brandon Nelson. Oh boy. In a while since we've had a tie in qualifying. Rodriguez is going to put it away. Caleb Rose may win the pole here for Pikes Peak. Caleb Rose alongside Cole Raymond, and then you have the 13 Rodriguez, who does hold the points tiebreaker on Brandon Nelson anyway, so he would start third to the inside of Nelson, and then Zach Winkle and Landon Smith Jr. That's how it runs right now, and we still have over a minute left in this session. Cole Raymond's taking it back away. The number 95 machine, just like he did at I actually didn't win the pole at the Indy Road course. Logan Williams stole that away from him late in the going in that one. Now Landon Smith Jr. is taking it away from Cole Raymond. Right near the end of the session. And now Brandon Nelson, who was at one point one of the fastest drivers in this session, is now dead last. Landon Smith Jr. is another one of these guys. If he gets a win, he could be right up there in the championship battle, and be a good opportunity for him to possibly pull it off here from Pikes Peak. He's got 5 100ths of a second there on Zach Winkle, who took second. Cole Raymond is now down to third. Caleb Rose is fourth, and then it's Rodriguez and Brandon Nelson. And I think that is how it'll end up being here. The tires starting to wear out for these guys who have been out there on the racetrack. A good run there for the driver of the number 34. Caleb Rose does improve to get past Cole Raymond. Right there near the end, but not enough to get back to the pole, but he will be on that inside lane. 22.389 for Caleb Rose. And it's not enough to beat the time set by Landon Smith Jr. to 32.8. I think that'll do it right there. Landon Smith Jr. wins the pole for the Colorado 100K. He'll start alongside Zach Winkle on the front row, Caleb Rose and Cole Raymond in row 2, Brian Rodriguez, Brandon Nelson in row number 3. Then it's Thomas Troxell, Noah Clifton, Ace Garcia, Ethan Lewis, Chris Reynolds, Trey Smith, You got Angel Oliveira, Jay Knapp, Elijah Gordon, Justin Zeidel, Logan Williams, Brock Nelson, Nathan Faden, Scott Upton, Jesse Turner, Eric Monaco, Richard Kinghart, Reggie Fogelman, Nicholas Samadeo, and thin Zachary Fitzwater there starting dead last for tomorrow's Colorado 100K. You see the starting lineup there on the right-hand side of your screen. 63 laps tomorrow around this 1 mile oval in Fountain, Colorado. Should be a fun one. On only the second short track of the season for these guys. So definitely excited to see who gets it done here in Pikes Peak. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Landis and 15 for winning the poll, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Colorado 100K and the Haas IndyCar Series. I will see you guys later.